And Josh Allen, now his projection on Monkey Knife Fight coming in at 17 more yards than Matthew Stafford. If you want to talk about random projection numbers, what a season Josh Allen had, obviously, coming in. Buffalo, a high-octane offense. He looks like he's having fun every time he's on the field. They won games. They went to the playoffs, and he's arguably the most exciting quarterback to watch, not named Patrick Mahomes. Nick, where do you see Josh Allen coming in this season? I'm leaning towards the more. I think they got the explosive offense, as I said. He's got the confidence. I think there's a little bit of pressure in Buffalo for the first time in a while, which is an interesting little tidbit there. But I think Josh Allen, Buffalo, I think they're primed for another big season. Stefan Diggs and that crew. How do you see it, Nick?
Yeah, I feel like this is one similar to the lines that we talked about last week, where it does feel like Monkey Knife Fight is pushing you toward the over by putting a number up that is, just a handful of yards short of what Josh Allen did last season in 16 games. So, again, when you factor in the 17th game, just doing the math on a yards per game perspective, it should be an easy over, right? But again, Buffalo, a 13-win team last year, you can't necessarily guarantee 17 games for Josh Allen. And I think more so than any other quarterback that we've spoken about thus far, Josh Allen is more than willing to put his body on the line in a borderline reckless fashion week to week. And, you don't necessarily worry about those other guys being, injury prone. Like for someone like Aaron Rodgers or Matthew Stafford or Tom Brady, if they get injured, it's going to be, they get rolled up on by an offensive lineman, or they get sacked and they break their collarbone. Like Josh Allen could get injured, like putting his head down and trying to run over a linebacker. There's
1
more
yard
risk.
For a 1 yard gain on a second down.
Exactly.
I'm right with you.
Exactly. Like there's more risk, like week to week, play to play with Josh Allen. Even though he might be he's just as tough as any of these quarterbacks. He might be the toughest of the bunch. I mean, I don't think he's missed a start either of the last 2 years, despite being pretty much perpetually banged up. But, he puts himself in far riskier situations than any of these other guys. So if you feel like, you're kind of waffling back and forth, maybe he takes a slight step back, maybe Stefan Diggs isn't quite as just, explosive first team all pro type of receiver as he was last year. If you're kind of on the fence, I would maybe break that tie by factoring in some of what I view as pretty significant injury concerns for Josh Allen, not because of his history as being an injured player, but just the situations that he puts himself in.
Mm-hmm. No, I totally agree with you there. And then obviously, as goes Josh Allen, as goes the Buffalo Bills. And that's really what I want to hit on too, is just that factor is this team has meshed really well. We were talking about how the Rams were they seem like they're fitting together and they're starting to click. Like Buffalo really came together as a team. Their defense has been really outstanding for the guys that they had and the way they were able to come together. And Josh Allen throwing for 4,544 yards last year. I don't see him digressing in this program, in this team, and what they've built in Buffalo. I see the weapons on paper. I see the balance that they have with the run game, but they're such a pass attack team. Like Josh Allen's going to be throwing the ball 35 plus times a week. That's what we saw last season. So Josh Allen going out there, knowing they have the extra game, I think he clears it. As you said, it's like they're pulling me towards it, but I am comfortable saying that Josh Allen goes over. I don't see him digressing. I see him progressing, and I see him progressing still into an elite quarterback in the NFL, and one of the guys that really should be on the lookout for the jersey sales heading in later into this season. So I like the more on that one, Nick.